Alright, so we're going to get our environment set up so that we can start writing PHP. So there's many options you can use on many different platforms to run PHP. So we want to install an Apache server in PHP and then also MySQL. And there's a few different software suites that we can use. We can use something called XAMPP or XAMPP, which I've used in many other courses. But with XAMPP, PHP 7 doesn't come by default, so there's a few extra things that you need to do. And just to keep us all on the same page, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use something called AMPS, which is basically the same thing, except it's easier to get PHP 7 up and running. Okay, so you have other options such as MAMP, and of course to have your own compiled PHP on your own server. But we're going to go ahead and go to amps.com, and we want to download this. And if you look at this table here, you'll see that, let's see, Windows, we have version 7.02 available. Alright, so that's what we want. Let's go ahead and click download. I'm on Windows, but you can also install on Mac or Linux. So we're going to save that. And that's about 182 megabytes, so it might take a minute or two. And while that's downloading, you also need some kind of text editor. You might have a preference. If you don't, I would suggest Atom because it's really lightweight, but it also has quite a bit of nice features. It has good code highlighting, so maybe something you want to check out. I already have it installed, so I'm not going to go through it, but if you want to download and install it, you can go to atom.io. Alright, so that's almost done. Okay, so we're going to open that up. Okay, so we're just going to go through this installer. Very straightforward. Okay, I'm going to choose to install it in actually the default is going to be in your program files, but I actually want it right in my C drive, so C/amps. Alright. Alright, so that's all set. Now we have this checkbox, launch amps. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that, click finish, and I want to open it as an administrator. So let's go ahead and type in here amps, and we'll run this as administrator. Okay, we're going to accept the firewall access. Now, unfortunately, I have multiple monitors, and my little quick launch over here doesn't show up on this one. So what you want to do is go down to the lower right-hand corner, and you should have a little amps icon. If you right-click that, you should have an option for configuration and then amps. And then that should bring up something like this. Alright, and what we want to do is stop Apache and MySQL. Alright, and then we're going to go to PHP and then change PHP version, and you should get a little pop-up like this. Alright, and we want to choose PHP 7 and then apply. Okay, so then we'll close that out. Let's go back to control. We're going to start up Apache, start up MySQL, and you should be able to, let's see, let's go to localhost. Let's see. Okay, that's our web server. We actually want to go to localhost/amps. Alright, and then go down to right here, PHP configuration. Click on that, and you should have version 7.002 if it's recent. They might have updated it at the time if you're watching this. Just make sure it's PHP 7. Alright, And this is also gives us some configuration options as far as memory and max file size and things like that. But we're not going to touch any of it right now. All right, so we know that we do have Apache installed and running. We have PHP 7 up and running. So we should be ready to go. Now actually I don't want to do that. To get to your server, we're going to open up the location wherever you installed amps, which is in my C drive, and we want to go to the www folder, and this is your server root. So what we're going to do here is just test it out. We're going to create a document, and we're going to call it index.php. Okay, let's open that up. I'm going to open it up with Atom. Okay, and we're going to just put some PHP tags in here. And let's say echo it works. Save it, and let's go to our browser and go to localhost. Just localhost, and we get it works. All right, so everything's working great. We have PHP 7 up and running, and that's it. I will see you in the next video.